who they really are as aspects of divinity. Our power is to be used responsibly and wisely. So when you have at any time in your life, and I imagine pretty much everyone in their childhood has witnessed a misuse of power, whether it's from their own parents or those around them. And so there's this fear that power is bad.
Yeah.
It's going to cause harm.
Yeah. You know, I actually had my own little comeuppance about this about 15, 20 years ago. And I remember I was living in a house that I had wanted to buy and actually put in a bid on, and then it turned out that the owners hadn't disclosed some big flaw with the house. So I really felt very betrayed, deceived.
Weren't you living in the house at the time?
I was.
Yes, okay.
Yes, and I remember that they wanted to put a lockbox on the door, and, you know, I said, absolutely not, I'm living here. And so the realtor was just really a pain and calling me very inconveniently. No sensitivity to my life was going on in the house. And the phone rang at a most inopportune time, and I pretty much figured out that it was the realtor, and I pointed my pointing finger, which is the finger next to the thumb, this finger here. Let's see if you can see it. Yes, this pointing finger. And I pointed at the phone, and I didn't realize I was actually throwing energy at the phone and said, "Don't ring." Well, it turned out that the actual phone blew up. Not just the actual apparatus. But an hour or so later, I saw the phone company digging up the phone wires to repair the phone wires outside in my street. And it really made me aware of how much power I had, how much power, of course, we all have, and to really remember that pointing fingers is never a good idea.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't feel good when people point their fingers in your face, does it? I mean, think about that.
Yeah.
And so this was a real classic example.
Yes, and anyone who points their finger and you're shaking a finger has an intention to stop you, to back you up, or to intimidate.
Yeah.
So there's energy in it. And when everything that we talk about on this weekly show is all about energy. So if someone, as we've gotten onto this conversation about the pointing the fingers, if someone is doing that, you can ask them, please don't shake your finger at me, and if they don't stop, walk away, because it is throwing energy into your body, into your chakra system, and sooner or later you're going to have to clear it. So it may as well not pick up any more than you have to.
Now, you know, we mentioned that it's very common that, in marriage, one or other of the partner gives that power away to the other. And, you know, this actually brings up something that Karen and I have both had experience with recently. This last weekend, I had the great privilege and honor to officiate at the wedding of a very long-time client and friend of mine. And
the weekend before, I had the distinct honor and pleasure to officiate at the wedding of my dear niece in Seattle. And, you know, what we realized is that you can create a ceremony